knowledge becomes evil, if the aim be not virtuous. To conquer oneself is the best and noblest victory. To be vanquished by one's own nature is the worst and most ignoble defeat. Good actions give strength to ourselves and inspire good actions in others. He who wishes to serve his country must have not only the power to think, but the will to act. Human behavior flows from three main sources: desire, emotion, and knowledge. When men speak ill of thee, live so as nobody may believe them. I am the wisest man alive, for I know one thing, and that is that I know nothing. Do not train a child to learn by force or harshness, but direct them to it by what amuses their minds, so that you may be better able to discover with accuracy the peculiar bent of the genius of each. Good people do not need laws to tell them to act responsibly, while bad people will find a way around the laws. The greatest mistake in the treatment of diseases is that there are physicians for the body and physicians for the soul, although the two cannot be separated. Music is a moral law. It gives soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, charm to sadness, and life to everything. Only the dead have seen the end of war. Ignorance, the root and stem of every evil. Love is simply the name for the desire and pursuit of the whole. Beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. Music is the movement of sound to reach the soul for the education of its virtue. The object of education is to teach us to love what is beautiful. The beginning is the most important part of the work. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. Better a little which is well done than a great deal imperfectly Those who are able to see beyond the shadows and lies of their culture will never be understood, let alone believed by the masses. There are three classes of men: lovers of wisdom, lovers of honor, and lovers of gain. One of the penalties of refusing to participate in politics is that you end up being governed by your inferiors. Courage is knowing what not to fear. False words are not only evil in themselves, but they infect the soul with evil. It is impossible to improve the world if first the man does not improve. Thinking, the talking of the soul with itself. Beauty of style and harmony, and grace and good rhythm depend on simplicity. True friendship can exist only between equals. The one who learns and learns and doesn't practice is like the one who plows and plows and never plants. An empty vessel makes the loudest sound, so they that have the least wit are the greatest babblers. A house that has a library in it has a soul. Character is simply habit long continued. There is in every one of us, even those who seem to be most moderate, a type of desire that is terrible, wild, and lawless. The price good men pay for indifference to public affairs is to be ruled by evil men. Ideas are the source of all things. Nothing beautiful without struggle. A life without investigation is not worth living. Any man may easily do harm, but not every man can do good to another. The measure of a man is what he does with power. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. Those who intend on becoming great should love neither themselves or their own things, but only what is just, whether it happens to be done by themselves or others. Poetry is nearer to vital truth than history. Virtue does not spring from riches, but riches and all other human blessings, both private and public, from virtue. Education and admonition commence in the first years of childhood and last to the very end of life. Knowledge is the food of the soul. A good decision is based on knowledge and not on numbers. Wise men speak because they have something to say. Fools because they have to say something. Each man is capable of doing one thing well. If he attempts several, he will fail to achieve distinction in any. Excellence is not a gift, but a skill that takes practice. Don't force your children into your ways, for they were created for a time different from your own. The first and best victory is to conquer self. When man is not properly trained, he is the most savage animal on the face of the globe. We are twice armed if we fight with faith. No matter how hard you fight the darkness, every light casts a shadow, and the closer you get to the light, the darker that shadow becomes.